Let me personally invite you to the Women Getting Visible show and conference October 10th through 12th in Washington, D.C. We'll kick off Friday night with our VIP reception. Saturday, we'll have powerful keynote speakers, incredible workshops, and networking opportunities. After the Back to Me session, you'll walk away with confidence on Sunday. Join us and get your visibility journey energized. And here we are live.
Yes. No, it's not the conference yet.
Although it could be.
It could be.
I am so excited to be here in Charlotte, North Carolina with the lovely, the amazing Totlyn Oliver.
Thank you so much, Christina. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Charlotte. So good to have you here.
Thank you.
In live and in living color. Yes.
Here we are.
Yes, indeed. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me, for being one of the presenters, the workshop presenters at the conference coming up in just about 17 days. Is it? Maybe less, about 15. It's about 15 days, October 10 to 12. Yes. So, it is my pleasure to be able to contribute to this movement of enriching our fellow women in the area of becoming their best selves while they are here on earth, alive and well. Because can you imagine, Christina, that the women attending the conference will be hearing from so many different women who will be pouring into them. And no matter what your issue is in life, you must come away with at least one tip that can skyrocket your life to the next level beyond your dreams. Just sometimes it's just one tip.
Yes.
And
what's incredible is I've had women saying, is this for me? Is the Getting Visible conference for me? And I say yes, because not only are we going to get to meet amazing, accomplished women just like you, but you've been through journeys. You have stories to tell.
Yeah. The interesting thing about the stories that we have to tell, Christina, many of us as women, we have been hushed into quietude where, nobody's interested in your story. Nobody's interested in your struggles. We all have struggles. We don't need to talk about that. Just dry your tears and keep it moving. But as women, we need to treat with some of those things that have been holding us back for way too long. And, I'm so glad you created this opportunity for us all to meet, because I know I'm going to learn quite a bit. This is a fantastic opportunity for all of us to meet and share our stories, whether it is from the speaker's podium, or it is from the workshops we have, or from fellow attendees. Every time I'm in a circle such as this, Christina, what I find is I may come with, say for instance, I come with a 5-piece pizza. Pizza of 5 slices. Nobody really cuts pizza in 5 slices, but I end up coming away with like 5 different flavors of whole pizzas cut into 8 pieces. So even if you're an attendee, and I won't say just an attendee, you being an attendee will help to prove quite a bit of what each presenter has to offer, because we all learn from each other. I am big into, I don't use the word empowerment though, because I think you have to empower yourself, but definitely becoming enriched by what we have to share is second to none.
Yes. And you said something earlier that when we were talking before this recording, the vulnerability of being visible, because some women are afraid to show up and be vulnerable, but that is our growth edges.
Yes.
Those are our moments where we even put ourselves in the room of going, well, I'm not even sure why I'm here and what I'm going to learn. But allowing yourself to have that moment, even for yourself to say, you know what, it's time for me to say yes. It's time for me to get up and get over whatever this is that I'm putting in my own way and to start getting visible. And visibility in the room by a community of women like Totlyn, like myself, like the other speakers who are going to say, come on, let's go. Let's do something together.
And the beautiful thing about what you just described is you're not going to be around the folk that you've been accustomed to. Not at work, not at home, not at the gym. This is a safe place. So can we say that once more?
We can say that together.
Yes, this is a safe place. You know, there is such a thing as us women hurting women. There is such a thing. If you follow any leading influencer, content creator on Facebook or Instagram, especially when they're sharing their lifestyle or their achievements, you always have that dissenting or those dissenting voices in the comments. You know, where are you going to with that? And they call you a name. You know, you're a horseradish or you're an onion. I'm just making up stuff. Right? But the fact is that you have these naysayers. And when we see the naysayers, a lot of time the naysayers are from women to women. This is not going to be the case here. I'm meeting Christina here for the very first time after having met online. We met online. So, no, she's not a catfish and I'm not a catfish, right? You know, but here we are connected by our heartfelt passion and drive to enrich others and get the conversation going. Do you think, Christina, that during the time of 2020 through to 2022, that period of time when we all were shut in, do you think that that galvanized the need for us to start questioning ourselves about visibility?
You know, it's amazing because we were pushed into a period of growth, for sure, of stopping and going, what is valuable in our lives? And some of that value came in the visibility of being in our own families and being with those that we knew who loved us. And that's one of those popular places I've had women say, it's like, how can I get more visible even in my own home for myself? I'm playing so many roles throughout the day.
Yes.
How do I take care of me? And that's one of the things I love is we're offering a health section. It's women's health, wealth, and happiness tracks inside the conference as well. Because our emotional health is huge.
Very huge. Very huge. I've been thinking about when it comes on to the workshop that I will be leading, and it has one of those fancy names. Um, it has a fancy title, but you know, I really want to explore with our participants about what does visibility really mean for them because it's different for each woman. And I don't believe that I am going to be the presenter who comes and gives you a ton load of information. No, my business is to unearth the information that is already inside you. But I suspect you've been hiding from that information that is within you. And when we work through this workshop together on getting visible and what it means, you will be doing so, yes, in a safe space, but you will be learning from the other participants. And it's my greatest pleasure to facilitate this learning. And I'm going to be employing some techniques. Let me first here say a disclaimer. No, I'm not a hypnotist. No, I'm not a psychotherapist. No, I'm not a psychiatrist. And if you do feel like you need those type of help, that kind of help and treatment, then by all means, seek it out. But I find, Christina, that every day, no matter what tools and aids and people we reach out to, we are with ourselves 24/7. And sometimes we're in those moments, Christina, when we can't reach out to anybody else quickly enough. We have to be our own center of influence for ourselves. And in being our own center of influence, that means we have to become visible to our own selves, our own truths, and our own values. There is an exercise I have that will help you do this and see it in a quick snap. Our session is only 40 minutes. So we're not going to take the whole day. But I know you will be able to leave, as the opening montage says, you're going to leave on Sunday with a heavy bag of tools that will be useful, not only just from my workshop. And I'm doing a lot of this from my own life experience as a woman who has had to grow. When I was 18, I thought my life was going to be this way. Didn't we all? Didn't we all?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
It's going to be this certain type of way. And sometimes we try to manipulate things to make sure it's this type of way. And then you come to find out your manipulation ain't manipulating. That's what you come to find out.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to learn a new way. You have to learn to accept. And for us women, sometimes that's not so easy because we've been told, oh, you have to accept it, suck it up. We don't want to do that. We want to do things our way. But I think honoring the feminine, divine within us is another very important factor of visibility. We have seen over the years in women's history. That's why I'm glad that we do have Women's History Month. And I'm so glad, Christina, we're not waiting until March of 2026 to do this.
Mhm.
Women's History Month and Women's Month is every month that we are alive.
I second that.
Yes. If you hear a little noise in the background, is because we are in this wonderful, gorgeous hotel in Charlotte. And folks are coming and going. Yes, we have stuff going on here in Charlotte too. And we're here for a podcasting conference, in fact.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that we do have the tools to podcast. But I especially love the fact that in this Women's Visibility Conference, we get to see each other face to face.
Mhm.
That is our old school way of connecting and finding community. you know what do you think would be a great surprise factor for anyone attending this conference for the 3 days in Washington, D.C.? We start on Friday evening with a special reception
Yes.
and networking event. And I'm looking forward to that. What are some of the surprises you think women might just come away with?
I love that question because to me, it's only limited by what you are setting the limits. Our conversations, when we stop and allow ourselves to have a conversation, and I have one little thing that we're going to do where I'm going to say, today, and maybe both days, I want you to go in the room and meet a woman that you have not said hello to yet. Because we're going to be busy listening to the speakers in the workshops, but there's somebody who's caught your eye and you want to go say hello. And say hello. And this is something I do in my daily life. And I know just from what I know, you're the same kind. You see someone, and maybe it's, oh, I love your earrings.
Right.
I love your dress.
Yes.
Sometimes those moments of recognizing someone, that they become a little bit visible, or you heard their conversation and going, I don't mean to butt in, but yes, I agree with
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Just that moment that we can interact with each other. So to me, those are one of the skills that you can even take away from the conference, of that everyday, like,
Yes.
I want to meet you. and just now take that outside. But
Yes.
yes, you're going to meet some amazing women in the room that I am thrilled, and I don't even know what the guest list is going to look like at this point, because I have more and more women going, what? This is happening when? I'm so excited. I want to be there. I want to be in the room.
Yes.
And because Totlyn's going to be in the room.
Yes. Listen, I'm telling you, this is the fortunate thing. When I do my review, for instance, I just celebrated yesterday 2 anniversaries. And one is a 13-year anniversary of moving to where I live now. And the other one is the anniversary of making my first sojourn to Europe. I've been traveling, but I didn't go to Europe until a year ago. And I'm using that anniversary opportunity to reflect on my growth period, my growth patterns, where I feel like I felt short in that year period, and how I actually viewed my past 13 years in making a huge move to somewhere totally different from what I've been accustomed to for many years before that. But as I did this review, Christina, I began to realize that the way I have been looking at myself and certain circumstances, it has been, do you know when you're looking through a glass that's smoky?
Yes.
Because you only build up the one wrong thing that is not, there. And you color that whole period with that one wrong thing that can affect your visibility. And I had to, in that review, at the point of these anniversaries, is I'm like, hold on. Why am I looking at this one little dot
Yes.
when it's only one dot, one blemish, one mark? And I am fashioning my whole 13-year experience from this one little dot. That affects your visibility.
Yes.
And some of what we'll be doing in the workshop is finding those dots that we didn't even realize that we're holding on to, that affects how we see ourselves. And oftentimes, how we see ourselves, we project on others to see us in that perhaps negative light. So,
Sorry, I want to interrupt. Are you guys here for the podcast stuff as well?
yes, and we're doing a live podcast as we speak. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're
And
doing.
that's the fun of life.
Yes. you know. And so we have to make sure that we are staying on point and watching for the little spots that we hold on to for a long time. So, yes, this visibility conference is for you, whether you're a stay at home mom, professional, in between jobs, whether you are 65 or 85 or 25 or 18. Once you're an adult, and if you're starting on this self experience journey, then you've got to be at the Women's Visibility Conference in Washington, D.C. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Oh, it's so exciting. And this is just the first of many.
Listen, I'm so excited. I want to be at all of them. I can tell you now.
Oh my goodness.
And it will only grow. And I have been, a part of different. I've even had my own women's conference, and I'm not the type of person. I'm not a bandwagonist. I'm not for all women's movement. Another disclaimer, but I like truth. And I like growth for each of us because I think that this whole world, this universe, has so much to offer each of us.
Yes.
And I get to learn from different women. Like I get to learn from Christina, for instance, about Ireland, because you were just there.
I was just there again for a fantastic opportunity for something that's going to be coming up. Are
Mm.
from hidden to heard global movement. So we are doing classes. I have Joe and Natasha from Ireland and Susie from Australia, and I'll be representing the United States. But it doesn't end there. That is just the beginning of what we're going to be doing starting in January of 2026, helping women find their place in visibility, finding their confidence, finding their emotional intelligence, learning how to use AI and adapt to our new world that we're coming into of visibility.
Yes.
And as AI comes, we know that human touch
It's going to be very
important.
critical.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, my background is in communications and marketing and public relations. And one thing I can tell you is in the study of communications and in writing about it as an author, I have found, and also being a coach, I have found that self communication, intrapersonal communication, is where your communication skills really, really begin.
Yes. Yes.
Many people cannot express themselves well. And by cannot express yourself well, it doesn't mean that, oh, you don't know how to speak and use the right words. That's some of it. But what it means is, how do you express your truth in your own vulnerability? I had a client once, Christina, who she came to me, brilliant young lady. She was about in her 30s.
Mhm.
And she came to me because she would whisper like a mouse at work. She was in a male dominated field and she didn't feel heard. That's another part of visibility, not feeling heard
Mhm.
and literally not being heard. She wasn't standing in the fullness of the truth of who she was. We did our work together over a period of 6 weeks and she found her voice, but not before she started to connect with herself and communicate with herself her truths. So I can tell you right away, if you're not listening to your truths, if you're not giving validation to your truths, you're going to have a visibility problem. You're going to have a not being heard problem. And in my workshop, I'm going to highlight a few women in public life
Mhm.
who was having that challenge because of how society is. And I'm going to share how it is that they overcame it. And you know these women too. So I'm going to share some of that with you in the workshop so that I know you're going to come away with some mighty gems. Not just from my workshop. So if you're still asking your question of yourself and you're still reaching out to Christina, you can reach out to me. I'm anywhere on social media. You can find me. Um, is this conference for me? It's for you because it's the right energy. It's the right energy. I like the women who we have that will be on. It's like we are all synergistically vibrating on the same level. I notice,
Yes. Yes.
so grab that friend. And if
Yes.
your friend doesn't want to go, do not sit by the wayside and make this opportunity pass you. 12 months is too long a time for you to miss out on this experience.
I'm going to second that again. And it was so much because this came up recently to someone. It was asking like, oh, why now? Why not now? For me, and I've told this story, but I woke up May 1st of this year, 2025, with this epiphany moment of women getting visible. I want to share stories like yours, stories like Diana and Amy and Lena and Sarah. I want to share Maria's stories and Barb's stories. I want to share all these women's stories because we have something amazing that we are creating and building. And maybe no one has heard beyond our own valley, But by opening up that valley into the map and saying, come on in, let's get to know each other, because suddenly you're going to find yourself in a community of women who are ready to support you. And even the women who are there speaking will suddenly meet each other and go,
Yes.
wow, my globe just got bigger.
Right.
And it's just, and I can't wait. Just like you said, those, another 12 months. No, the
Yeah.
time is now.
The time is now.
Yeah.
The time is absolutely now. We need to grab our knowledge. Women are very special beings. We are the womb of the earth. And this literally has nothing to do with whether or not you have children. What this has to do with is that you become more knowledgeable, you become more visible, you're going to influence your corner of the world. And that's your role as a divine feminine being. Your role as a divine defining feminine being is to influence. You don't influence by getting up on stage and beating up your gum and talking for 3 hours. No, you influence by your being, how you are in your everyday life. You influence the folks on your job, in your community. You influence the young lady who's cashing out your things at Walmart or Target or wherever you shop. You're influencing people. Sometimes in a 5-minute conversation, you know and I prove this every day in the things I do. There's a young lady who said something very beautiful to me today, and she ended with, and I hope they give you $1 million. This young lady, never met her before, and I said, that's so beautiful, and it just referred to something completely different that has nothing to do, she doesn't even know me. So I think that we attract and we make the world a better place. And that's what, in the end, we're looking to do, make the world a better place. Because we have to live in it, we have to age in it. We have to age in it.
Yes.
So we do have a responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really strikes me, and I think this is time, as time goes by and the older we get, is what legacy are we trying to leave behind?
That part.
Yeah. So getting visible, we have that opportunity to leave that
Yes.
message. We have that opportunity to leave the message for our literal children, and we have that message to leave for those
Yes.
who want to listen and mentor and going, wow, what can I learn from these women who have walked in the shoes that they've
Yes.
walked in as I come into my own now? And as the generations go by, what nugget did we
Yes.
leave? What's that one sentence? What's that one thought that we left to make this world a better place
Yes.
than we came into?
What is one nugget someone said to you, Christina, that made you better?
Ooh. Ooh, let me think about that one for a moment, because I think of different women in my life. My role models, my grandmother, my aunt, my mother, who've always been there for me through my upbringing and, shaped and molded me. And for my mother in particular, of stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Again, coming from another country into the
Yes.
United States, English is the second language. Yes, she had an accent. Yes, she was studied in what she did as a pediatrician, but she had to still make her way. In a time when, in the late 60s, when she came to the United States, only 7% of women were doctors, or 7% of doctors were women. Let me change that sentence. So she had to stand up in a different way. And she's always say, stand up for yourself. From the time I was little, that has been something she's told me to do. And I'm going to credit her with that, of me standing up today and speaking out on behalf of other women to say, come on, let's do this. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
How about you?
I could say that my mother too. My mother would always say, she said so many things. What is the one thing that stands out that she would say to me? Like, she would say, you just have to keep on pushing that key. You're trying to look for the solution to a problem, a situation. She says, continue to push that key. Push that key in every lock you possibly can. One of those locks must open. So the story behind that really is to keep at it, keep going, keep going. Another time I remember she said to me, and this was so important, very, because we women have a tendency, we do, for those of us who love to give and do, and we have a tendency to overdo and go beyond that which is necessary. And out of the blue, I remember I had just started this work contract. And out of the blue, I haven't even started the contract, already. And she says, anyway, you're not going to go there and do their work, meaning other people's work, and teach them anything. Just do what you're supposed to do. Just out of the blue, she said it. And I said, okay. And time passed, weeks passed, and then little opportunities came up, and I was ready to give all of my knowledge to that other person to do that wasn't my job. So in a way that I don't even think she realizes it, she's telling me, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, because we have a tendency as women to overgive and overdo. Why? Because we can. Sometimes it's not even to prove anything.
Yes.
It's because we can and we're able to, but it's not called for. And then when we put ourselves in that position and anything goes awry, then we whine and complain, oh, they didn't even appreciate it, but nobody asked you. So it's a little nugget of wisdom, how to apply yourself. We're not saying that this applies in every situation, but it comes back to being. Sometimes we're overdoing, and overcompensating is the word, because of whatever the situation is. And we lose our visibility sometimes, overcompensating, because we're stepping over ourselves and doing too much, when we could reserve some of that energy for another instance when we do need that energy to put in that kind of effort. So it comes with a little bit more than the usual divine feminine wisdom. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. And let me just tell you, Totlyn, I can't wait to hear you speak and share and be
Indeed.
present with all of us.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh my goodness. October 10, 11, 12
Yes.
in Washington, D.C. And you've got to come
Yes.
and meet Totlyn and become
Yes.
part of her circle.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to meeting
my
you.
Goodness.
Yes.
Oh
So
my
I've
goodness.
already, Christina, fantastic host. Fantastic. Understands things like you'll never believe. So we welcome you to our wisdom circle indeed.
Ooh, there we go, our wisdom circle.
Yes.
Well, everyone, I want to thank you for tuning in with us.
Yes.
The amazing Totlyn.
I appreciate you so much.
And I am Christina, and we will see you soon. Come get visible with us.
Yes, indeed. We look forward to having you. Take care. Until then.
Who will be up next in the Golden Chair? Join us next week. I am your host, Christina Vidovich of Women Getting Visible. Let me personally invite you to the Women Getting Visible show and conference October 10 through 12 in Washington, D.C. We'll kick off Friday night with our VIP reception. Saturday, we'll have powerful keynote speakers, incredible workshops, and networking opportunities. After the Back to Me session, you'll walk away with confidence on Sunday. Join us and get your visibility journey energized.